Hey there, my name is Heather Feather. I am the owner of Rare Bird Medicine, and today's topic is the empty-handed grace. What? How is nothing a grace? Well, it's been a grace a bunch of times in my life. We can often desire things, crave things, want things that are not necessarily what we need. We can fill our lives, our attention, our vessels with things that don't ultimately serve. We have free will choice. And so desire is an interesting thing because we can think, oh, I really desire this connection. I really desire this, whatever this is. Sometimes we're desiring connection in a time when what we actually need to do is be alone, be with ourselves, be self-reliant, recognize that we are our own individual temple of light. We have tremendous wisdom and insight and much greater ability to come to awareness on our own journey of the answers that we seek. We hold the key to the lock that we possess within. And I'm not advocating that you shouldn't have connection. It's just that it's interesting. I notice sometimes two-leggeds are wanting to connect with me in a time when I'm wanting to disconnect. And I have worked as I've aged to no longer force myself to always be in a state of service to other people's feelings, but to honor Heather's temple, Heather's feelings. What does Heather need right now? So that my cup, when it giveth because it floweth over, And so I've just been having this thought around all the empty graces, because sometimes I can lament, like, unfortunately, I wasn't in the space to be there for that person in the moment when they needed me to be there, and I like to serve. But it's a misnomer that it would have served them to speak to me. Maybe it would have served and did serve in that hour for them to be alone and be with their own frequency and find their own tremendous, beautiful wisdom, the font of wisdom that they are, to come to the correct deductive reasoning moment that they needed wherever they felt jarred or disconnected from the answers. I've been thinking about this in relation to relationship because there have been several interactions in this year where I've decided not to focus on romance, where opportunity has come in, and I've ultimately left the circumstance empty-handed because I needed to say no, because it's like, no, this is not actually a match to what I seek. I don't seek just physical connection. That's very unfulfilling, no matter how delicious the physical connection is. It's not fulfilling enough because my mind requires stimulation, And so I've also had others that have needed to tell me, no, you're not the person that I seek. Because I know that I'm seeking that which is seeking me. What a beautiful empty-handed grace. Thank you for saying no. Because I'm seeking that which is seeking me. And if it's so clearly a no for you, then it must have been a no for me, and I must have had a misread. So I spend a lot of time, because I've had people tell me I'm meta about what I'm meta about. I think about what I think about, like I think in layers. And I do have that component of, certainly can be an overthinker or an overfeeler, we could say, because thoughts lead to feelings. As I marinate, one of the ways I like to marinate is to think of thoughts I've never had. What is an original thought I can have today? What is a type of thought I wouldn't normally think of? And one of the things that I don't normally think of, because I'm a two-legged and I have an ego and I have desire and I feel like, oh, these desires need to be fulfilled, is I don't naturally, through my life experiences, consider what a grace it's been in this place to not be handed that which I seek. Because I don't always seek the clearest. Just ask my past relationships. Sometimes I go into things and because I got a lot of fire elemental and I go, whoa, after spending time with this is definitely not what I seek. You're a bully to yourself, so you're unconsciously a bully to me because you don't even see how cruel you are to yourself. And I love you and want you to not suffer in that way, but I also don't want to engage in unhealthy dynamics. I'm doing my own work to be healed on a physical, mental, emotional, spiritual level. And on the 4 quadrants of being, healing is not something typically it's not a place that we arrive. Just like self-esteem, just like confidence, they are eternal pathways that we are taking and choosing and opting into or not. So we talk about healing or healing from trauma or being healed as if that's a concept that is, at some point I'm going to be healed and I'll have this full cupness of being healed, and then I'll just walk around with my full cup forever as a healed person. And it's like, it's not exactly how life works. You are being the medicine. You're being the antidote. You're being the healed one. You're being the light. You're being the love. You are being the medicine person. Or you are being the poison, or you're being the toxin. And part of being a human is being in variant states. It's like a roller coaster ride down here. And part of the challenge we came to face is to continue to opt in to the choice of love, even though it's very trying, even though we might feel justified in judging, which creates separation from us and the all that is, which you can't actually separate from. So it puts us in a diluted state. So, part of my healing healthy journey is sometimes handing someone an empty grace. Here's an empty grace for you. You don't get to be with Heather Feather. You're welcome. Congratulations, you're welcome. Heather has come to a point in her healing journey in which she understands these dynamics, which are not better or worse. I don't have to judge them, just called don't workness for me, are no longer things that I will engage with because of my empathy. So these are no's for me now. And so now Heather's going to give you the emptiness grace that says, in order for you to stand in a place in which you would hold my hand, you would need to be the type of being that is recognizing their own responsibility for their character and the way they show up, in the same way I choose to steward responsibility for myself in the way that I show up. So this dynamic doesn't work. Let me hand you this empty grace called no. No, not a matchness. And I've talked about this in recent videos as well, in which I want to accept my no's from the universe. And it's hard because I think, oh, what a handsome fellow this is. How deep his eyes are, how rich his soul, how kind and humble his spirit. And I think, what a sun, what a sunlight, and I have an attraction and I think it's a yes. And then that attraction comes back to me and goes, no, not the first experience I've had where I have attraction and the universe hands me an empty grace. And maybe I'm given that emptiness grace because I don't actually stand in the place I would need to stand to be in the frequency to be with that entity. And thank you. Thank you for the opportunity for me to redirect my attention to my own evolution, to my own work. And maybe it's a matter of they're not exactly what I see. Heather has a tendency to see people in their spiritual essence and frequency. What I got to tell you, humans, is you're so darn lovely. You're so darn lovely. I deeply love the world. I deeply find the world attractive because I am looking at spirit. And the spirit of the matter is you are love. You are love in form. And what I have had a challenging lifetime learning is that many will walk through a lifetime forgetting what they be. They will choose instead false evidence appearing real or fear-based teacher to walk their temple and their flesh costume through life. They will treat their temple like trash, and I mean that on a physical bodily level, on a home level, on a car level. They will treat their mind like trash, feeding them garbage thoughts. The mind can lie, no matter how honest you be. I am a steward of the truth, and yet I still can talk ugly to me. And, so we can make these choices. We can opt in, we can desire, we can crave, we can want things that once garnered do not actually give us what we seek. Our cells seek oxygen, they seek hydration and water, they seek nutrients. Nutrition comes from foods that Pachamama, Sacred Mother Earth's belly, gives us. And there are all kinds of things that are non-foods that you can buy. Can you have a pizza party every day and eat cake and ice cream? Yes. Can you do that and maintain for a lifetime, if you make that choice, a healthy physicality as an elder, if you are given the grace of getting to become one? No. That math doesn't add up, And so I think about being made of emptiness. I'm given this emptiness, the grace of my emptiness, the emptiness of my atoms, to experience the idea and the concept of this, thatness, to experience the concept of duality. Here's Heather, there's you. Ooh, what a treat it would be to connect these two. And then we can come to see that sometimes the universe goes, no. I know that feels like a really strong yes for you, but it's a solid square no from the universe. Thank you. Whether that be a partner, sexual, romantic, whether that be a friendship, whether that be a job, Heather gets to do a lot of no-ness in 2023 because I have a huge vision. My vision is to create a magical college that becomes accredited before I die. That means I get to be hyper mindful about where my energy and my attention is going. So every time the universe wants to give me a no, and I go, but I would really like my attention to go be with this two-legged and talk to them. And the universe goes, no, I don't. We hard pass on that. No for you. More and more and more, I come to a place in which I am thankful for the grace. Thank you for the empty-handed grace in this place. Thank you for not handing me that thing that would have garnered probably quite a bit of my attention. And I can't see the journey of that soul's entire journey, all their lifetimes, everything they have become and everything they have not become, all the content of character they have not garnered that actually causes this to not be a frequency match moment. Let me redirect my emptiness. Let me redirect my emptiness with this empty-handedness towards the thing that it serves my attention to be on. Great. So what I'm doing in my life now is giving myself more permission to give others an empty-handed grace. Here you go. Here's an empty-handed grace. No, I'm not going to go to the XYZ event with you. No, I'm not going to have the phone call with you. No, I'm not going to randomly call you in my free time. Why? Because I need a certain amount of alone time to refill my cup, and I need a lot of attention to create a brick and mortar college that is accredited for magic. And so that means I get to hand the grace of no. And with that no, what will you do? Will you use that no as a grace to honor you and go, interesting, divinity just gave me a no. Well, maybe the answer wasn't out there. Maybe it's in here. Maybe it's in here. What is needed in here? There's a lot needed in here. Heather has a lot of anxieties because I have tremendous empathy, tremendous compassion for suffering, and I so much, every day, every breath, want to hand love. I have great desire to hand love. And sometimes the most loving act I can do is a self-love act. And in loving me, I'm giving you the opportunity to steward your own seat and go back to loving you. You don't need me. You have you. What tremendous light. You have the light of divinity within you. What else could you need? Right? And so I'm giving myself permission. Do you give yourself permission to give others empty-handed grace? I notice it's a common toxic femininity trait in this place where we feel we have to say yes, we have to help, we have to aid, we have to serve, we have to give. And then we just go, I'm so tired. And it's like, well, stop saying yes. Have you tried saying no? No, I'm not going to help you move. I will pray for you to find the divine right people that will help you that. But instead, I'm going to go to the mountain and refill my cup because I've been working 7 days a week for about 17 months now. So now I'm going to go to the mountain, bless you, have fun with your move. Being someone that has permission to hand someone else an empty-handedness so that they might choose again with that which they would like to fill it. And do you give gratitude for the empty-handed graces you've been given in this place? Sometimes a no on that job, on that house, on that partnership, on that friendship, on that whatever it is, on that fast food you were trying to get, but they closed for the night, is an opportunity that the universe is giving you to choose again and to choose well. You have so much within you that you can choose towards your own physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual health. You can always subscribe to Rare Bird Medicine on YouTube. I do have Egyptian and Hawaiian shamanism coming up at the end of this year. You can go to rarebirdmedicine.com, click on the classes link, and there's information there regarding those upcoming 8-week classes. Amun.